All right, what is going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be doing my daily ads audits. This is what I do every single morning. Any account that I'm working on, I always go look at all the data. So I'm going to flip over to the screen, explain what I'm doing on Loom. That way you can see exactly what's going on. All right. Sorry for the background if it looks like I'm angelic. I'm still working on fixing the lighting, but fortunately, this is the best we're going to get. So, all right, let's go through this. So basically what I did is I'm looking at our Facebook stats and then I update the sheet manually every day in the morning. I report on yesterday's data. Okay. And so what I'll do is I know how long it's been running, what our daily spend is, our spend all time in the last 7 days, 4 days, 14 days, 30 days, then our calls. But I also like to track cost per qualified call. Now, I'm not tracking leads because there's no opt-in page. So the reason I do qualified calls is because we get a lot of calls through that aren't quality, and we still every application is graded, right? And if they answer certain questions a certain way, they get DQ'd, but we still have to manually grade the application. So we have a VA that goes through all the applications and reads the answers and say, is this good? Is it not good? And we have a grading schedule. So based on how they say things, what they say, their profession, we're giving them different grades, and that determines whether they're qualified or not. Okay. So I'll run you through this, and obviously just for the client to, keep this private, I'm blurring it out because it's their information. Okay. So we have this at $86 a day, and you might look at it and say, wow, the CPA all time is at $653. If we get under, $1,500 CPA around there under, that's good. We're profitable. Okay. So you're like, wow, this is great. Yeah. But the problem is this ad's starting to fatigue. Let me show you how I know that. Okay. So you can see in the last 4 days, we haven't gotten a single call. All right. Now, how much have we spent in the last 4 days? Well, we've spent $349. Now, our cost per qualified call, we really want to have it 300 or less. Okay. Potentially, we can tolerate a bit more. Like sometimes you might have a campaign where the cost per qualified call is way higher, but you're profitable, which is great. The problem is that we have to look at a trend. Okay. So the cost per qualified call or cost per call is your leading indicator to how are these ads doing, right? An ad doesn't last forever. It depends on what you're spending, but it might last, a few weeks, right? It might last a few days if you're spending a ton of money. And so when we see the cost per call start to go up, right, and the quality is going down, that means the ad is fatiguing out, right? So basically Facebook is saying, hey, we're getting tired of this ad. Like you need to go launch new ads, okay? So the problem is we haven't had a single qualified call in the last 4 days. So we spent $349. Now it's like, okay, well, maybe we could let it ride a little bit, but let's look at the trend. We've had 0 qualified calls in the last 7 days, and we've spent $584. And in the last 14 days, we only had 1 qualified call. We've spent $967, right? In the last 30 days, we had 3 qualified calls of $435. So you can see it's getting worse, right? 30 days ago, it's like it was high, but we were getting sales. In the last 14 days, we only had 1 call at 967. And so it was basically, I don't want to call it luck, but it's like, it's very clear that this ad is dying. And even though we got a sale from it, the costs are getting way out of control. There's no point in continuing to run this. It's dying, right? It's not working anymore, basically. That's the easiest way to say it. So we need to kill it. It's hard to do, but we're going to have to kill that. Okay. So I just put a note in, killed. Cost per qual, out of whack. Okay, so I just put a note for myself as to why I did what I did, all right? And this is good because it's going to free up some of our budget. Okay, next one we're going to kill is, let's see. It's going to be this one. So this was a test that I had launched. That was good. Actually, sorry about that one. This one's doing great. This is a test that I launched, spent $613. Cost per qualified call is $204. That is awesome. Like I said, if we're sub 300, we're doing good. Now, just because we're getting qualified calls doesn't mean we're going to close. Sometimes you get a campaign that gets a great lead cost or qualified call cost, and you don't close anything. So we have to give it enough time to ride. My rule of thumb is to spend 1.5 times 2x the cost per acquisition before we decide, are we going to kill this? That's assuming the cost per qualified call is in check. Because this cost per qualified call is so good, we're just going to let it ride. We're going to let it ride till we spend about $2,200 before we make a decision. The only way I'm going to kill it earlier is if this cost per qualified call right here gets way out of whack. If it starts going like 350, 400, 500, etc. And unless the quality is like amazing, I'm just going to kill it. But it's doing well so far. So I'm going to let that run. Okay. And this is the one I want to check out. This one spent $409, running for 4 days. It's got 1 qualified call, $409. Could I let it run? Sure. Right. You have to have a give and take of like, how much do I want to spend? Usually it's like you spend 1.5 to 2x the event that you're looking for. So if our cost per qualified call is 300, then, you know, technically I should spend, you know, 450 on it, but I can just tell from early results. And this is just when you get like a feel for an account. It's like, we're just going to kill it. Like it's not doing that great. It spent $400, only got one qualified call. Whereas this one, right? You can see it's coming out the gate swinging. Usually what I found is ads that do well, they usually come out quicker within a few days. You start seeing early signs that they're going to do well. And on the opposite, it's usually true. Now, it's Facebook, so there's a lot of variation. Sometimes, you know, you put it out and it does terrible the first day and then it does great. So you have to give things enough time, i.e. enough days to spend enough on it, right? But I could just feel, I'm like, this is close off the edge. I'm just going to kill it because I want to free up our budget. That way I can put the budget into testing new creatives, which is really what this account needs right now. And basically the history of this account has been, we find some amazing creatives and we just pump. Our ROAS is great, right? And then the creative fatigues, we haven't made new ones. And it's like, so as I'm coming in and taking over this account, my goal is like, let's make, you know, tons of creatives. I mean, I think in the last week, we've made like 25 creatives. Like we're just rapidly getting stuff out. We're going to test a bunch of stuff. I'll show you what I'm going to do for a second. Profitable, not worth. And it also depends on your budget. It's like, listen, we're trying to be around 500 a day. So it's like, we really need to be, you know, conservative with the budgets. Like if we were spending a lot more, if it was more profitable this month and we weren't so behind, I'd be like, yeah, no worries. Like, let's just, you know, let's let it ride, right? It's like just $100 a day. But we, like, this account needs new creatives. Like it needs to have that next winning creative. I'd rather take that $100 and just put it into testing more new creatives. Okay. So this one we already talked about is good. This one I will let ride. Okay. And the reason why is it's gotten one qualified call at $323. That's on the edge of what we want. It's been running for 3 days. I'm just going to let it keep going. Okay. If this creeps up past 350, I'm going to kill it. So I'll probably let this ride till, let's see, like 826. Yeah, so I'll let this one ride a little bit longer because it's doing better. So basically, I just freed up a great amount of budget. I've got 5 new ads I'm going to test. I'm going to do them at 100 a day, so that's 500. So we're going to overspend for a little bit, right? So we'll be at 880, even though we want to be closer to 500 to hopefully find a winner out of that. And if we do, we'll trim the fat, see what we're left with, and then we're going to scale. Now, why am I not scaling this one yet? Because it's getting a great cost per qualified call. I don't want to mess with it and tweak it too much. When you mess with stuff like this, you can throw it out of whack. So I'm like, hey, it's doing good. Let's let it ride, right? Again, once the account's more stable, I'm open to being more aggressive with like scaling stuff, but I want to just get some stability. I want to get more calls on the calendar at a more, let me say this, at a better price, right? To get our clients' calendar filled. And so that's what needs to happen right now. I'm basically just trying to get back to stability. And then the plan is this will stop happening at this like these big ups and downs if we're just testing enough creative. So once we find the next winning creative and we're going to scale it as hard as we can, I'm going to treat it like, hey, this is going to last forever. This is going to die in like 2 weeks. And so because of that, I'm going to start making, I already have been, but I'm going to be pumping out creatives and take 20% of whatever our daily budget is. And I'm going to push that towards creative testing so that we can more quickly rotate in creatives so that we don't have a scenario like this where our cost per, qualified call balloons up to $900. Like that's crazy. You know what I mean? We just have to get more creatives in faster.